I'm just going to be real with you guys, okay? I'm just going to shoot you straight. That's what I always try to do here on the Ravens Rundown. The outlook for Nnamdi Madubuike in 2025, it does not sound good, okay? We heard from John Harbaugh yesterday. We actually talked about what he had to say on last night's show, but I just don't think I gave it enough justice. I didn't go into it enough, so we're going to talk about it today. This is exactly what Coach Harbaugh said after practice, though. I am concerned about it, talk about Madubuike's health, but I'm not in a position to comment on it. I haven't been given the okay to comment on it at this point. He's not going to play this week. I can tell you that. And my takeaway, number one, I think it's a little bit alarming that he's admitting that he's concerned. Of course, he doesn't want to go out there and lie, but we all know that Harbaugh usually likes to keep things close to the vest. He usually doesn't like to show his cards, especially when it comes to injury news. And I feel like with Harbaugh, it's usually he does not say anything or he says the positive things. So that's why when I hear him say it's concerning, to me, it seems even tenfold of that because Harbaugh's the one actually admitting. And the more I think about what he had to say, the more I sit here and stew on it, it feels like it's going to be a really long-term issue. And I think at this point, that's what us as Ravens fans kind of have to hope it's going to be. We'd rather it be long-term, a couple of months, than out for the rest of the season because I'm going to be real with you, that feels right now, and this just might be me being negative and pessimistic, which we know I'm usually not on this channel, it feels like there's a chance it could be rest of the year type stuff. He is dealing with a neck injury. We know it's probably not a stinger. That's usually only 1 to 2 weeks, and I feel like they would have told us that by now. We know it's probably not going to be a strain. That's 1 to 4 weeks. They probably would have told us that by now as well. In my opinion, it's either a herniated disc or a pinched nerve, which the recovery for those two kinds of injuries can be anywhere from several weeks, 3 to 4, to a few months, 3 to 4. Okay? We're going to talk about Nnamdi Madubuike, what he means for this team, and where Baltimore goes going forward if he's out long term. But before that, something that also is bumming me out is we are still down in this sub battle. And we're down by 29 subscribers. I don't know what to say. I need you guys to help me out. If you have not subscribed yet to the channel, do it right now. We're taking on the Chiefs report in our Week 4 sub battle. We're taking on the Chiefs on Sunday. That starts right here on YouTube. If you hate the Chiefs, if you love the Ravens, 2 good reasons to hit that sub button. If you want to be the most informed Ravens fan you can, if you want entertainment daily, you got it right here on the Ravens Rundown. So subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so. So looking at the schedule outlook, okay, when you look over what the next 15 weeks of the season look like, you got Kansas City, Houston, Los Angeles, then you have your bye week on week 7. Then after that, obviously, from week 8 to week 18, you are playing 11 straight football games. And some pretty big ones at that when you talk about the end of the season. 2 games against Pittsburgh, a game against Cincinnati that they might have Joe Burrow back for, and of course, going to Lambeau Field on the road in week 17. In my opinion, when I look at that schedule, the best case scenario is he's back by the bye. That will give him week 3 to set out, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, back by week 8. Okay, that's almost 6 weeks of full recovery. The worst case, given the type of injury that it is, and like I said off the top, given what we've heard so far from our head coach, I feel like I need to prepare you for this. The worst case is he's out for the year, which really, really is a bummer, given how good he's been so far in 2025. Like, through the first 2 games this season, it felt like Nnamdi Madubuike was back, and he was back in a big way. 6 tackles against the Buffalo Bills, a sack in each game, 9 combined quarterback pressures, which was the most through 2 weeks of any interior defensive lineman, high quarterback pressure rates. He's been one of your best this year, okay? I think through those first 2 weeks of the season, you would have said him, Kyle Hamilton, have been your 2 best defensive players. Now, obviously, Kyle Hamilton took a big step back week 3, but Nnamdi wasn't there. So I'm just judging this from what we saw from him and this team through the first 2 weeks. Everybody on the planet would have said Madubuike was one of the best players on this defense. And it was really exciting, too, because it felt like he was finally coming back to where he was in 2023. We all know that a lot of people, myself included, felt like Madubuike took a step back from 2023 to 2024. Now, part of that was because he was so good in 2023, he had to be double-teamed pretty much all of 2024. But still, he cut his sacks in half, at 13 less tackles, almost 20 less quarterback pressures. His quarterback pressure rate dropped by 33%. And so that's why it was really exciting seeing him so far in 2025 doing so well. And it's going to be a big miss because it's already been a big miss. This was the Ravens defense. This has been the Ravens defense so far in 2025. Pressure percentage, 14.4. Third worst in the National Football League. Sacks, only 3. Third worst in the National Football League. Blitz percentage, Zach Orr doesn't like to be aggressive. That's obvious. 12.1%. Third worst in the National Football League. Now, they've done something in the last 24 hours to try to supplement this. They signed Taven Bryan yesterday to the practice squad. Yeah, he's going on the practice squad. I've got a feeling he's going to be active on Sunday. But I just don't think it can stop from there. Because, yeah, Madubuike's hurt. He's not going to play for a while, I think. But, he's not the only one that's hurt. Roderick Washington's hurt. Travis Jones is hurt as well. In fact, if you looked at yesterday's practice, the 6 healthy Raven defensive linemen were Aeneas Peebles, John Jenkins, CJ Okoye, Brent Urban, Taven Bryan, and Josh Tupou. That's 4 practice squad players, a guy you drafted in April, and a guy you signed in July. I still believe that Eric DeCosta needs to go make a move and try to trade for somebody. If Madubuike is out as long as I feel like he's going to be out for, I don't think you have the room to just go forward with what you have right now in your defensive line because it's not good enough. We saw that against Detroit. It's not near good enough. You can't compete. You're at home. It was prime time, and they shut you out on the defensive line. You did nothing. Didn't sack Goff once. He had all day long to sit back there and throw the football. These are the 3 guys we talked about yesterday morning. Dexter Lawrence, Jeffrey Simmons, Quinnen Williams. Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot to get any of those guys. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Your Super Bowl window is now. You are in it. You don't want to be playing this too safe, not making this trade, saving up these draft picks for a team that's out of their Super Bowl window in 3 years, maybe. Go be aggressive, DeCosta. Go trade for one of these guys. Who should Baltimore trade for? Would you rather them trade for Lawrence, Simmons, or Quinnen Williams? You let me know in the comment section down below and weigh in with your answer. I got an awesome answer for you guys to your problems of how can I have more fun while watching football? Your other problem may be, I can't find a great deal anywhere. That's great. We got you a great deal, PrizePicks. If you download the app, use our code CLNS, you get $50 in lineups when you play just $5. You and I make decisions every single day. But the cool thing is on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks where it's good to be right. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks won't count it as a loss. The cool thing is, though, with my PrizePicks picks about this weekend's game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I feel really, really good about it. I think Zay Flowers, I think Derrick Henry, both of them will find the end zone. I've got more on half a rushing and receiving touchdown on those guys. Given the secondary, given this pass rush, given the injuries, unfortunately, given them more than 247.5 pass yards for Patrick Mahomes. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. For the rest of today's show, I thought it'd be fun to go down each position group, head coach included, and tell you who I believe has the edge for Sunday's game. Starting with head coach, I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. I think any Chiefs fan, any Ravens fan, in the country would give this edge to Kansas City. I know they haven't been playing that well this year. I know they're just 1-2. Guess what? So are the Ravens. Andy Reid is still one of the best coaches in football. It is what it is. There's a reason he's won 3 Super Bowls in the last, 5 years? There's a reason he almost three-peated this last season. Now, he didn't, but still. He's one of the best coaches in football. If he's not one, he's top 3. And I think we all know how we feel about John Harbaugh. I'm just going to leave that as that. Quarterback, this was close, but I'm going to go with the Ravens on this. Okay, I get it. Mahomes has more Super Bowls. Mahomes has more AFC title games. And if this were the stat of quarterback in the playoffs or quarterback in the clutch, I'd go with Patrick Mahomes. But if you're just giving me one quarterback, I'm taking Lamar Jackson, okay? He's more dynamic with his legs. He's developed into an unbelievable passer. And if you just look at Patrick Mahomes' stats in the last couple of seasons and the regular season, guys, he's been fine. This year, he's been fine. Only 3 touchdowns, completing less than 60% of his passes. And Lamar Jackson, although this team hasn't been winning, he's been phenomenal. For the running back room, I'm going to go Baltimore as well with this one. Isaiah Pacheco, I'm not very impressed with him. Okay, that just is what it is. I think a lot of people want Pacheco to be better because he runs so hard and he's got a cool name. But to call a spade, he's a fine running back. Derrick Henry, even though he's got the fumbling problem, I still think he's one of the best in the game. Wide receivers, I'm going to go the Ravens as well. Look, even if Xavier Worthy's back, Rashee Rice is not playing. That means your best wide receivers are Hollywood Brown, which is our sloppy seconds, Tyquan Thornton, and a 70% Xavier Worthy. Give me Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Walker over any of those guys any day of the week. For the offensive line, I'm going to give this one a push. I wanted to give it to Baltimore, but given the way that offensive line played against the Detroit Lions, I cannot, in good conscience, give them any edge, okay? The only reason it's a push is because Kansas City's offensive line has been terrible as well. So, it's a push, not because they're both great, mainly because they both aren't very good. That's the offensive side of the football. Let's talk about the defensive side of the football, starting with that defensive line. I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. Look, if everybody's fully healthy, it'd probably be a push, maybe leaning the way of Baltimore because, yeah, they got some big names on there, Chris Jones, George Karlaftis. Jones has not had that great of a season. It seems like Father Time might be catching up with him, but at the end of the day, you're not going to have Madubuike. You're not going to have Kyle Van Noy. And what you just showed against Detroit, I wouldn't push your defensive line up against anybody in the National Football League. That might be an overreaction. That might be an overcorrection. I don't care. Give me the Chiefs defensive line over the Ravens. Linebackers, I'm going to go Chiefs as well in this one, okay? They got some good linebackers. That's true. Roquan, he's had an up-and-down season, literally. Didn't play great against Buffalo. Played his best game maybe ever against Cleveland. Then didn't play great against the Detroit Lions. Trent Simpson, non-existent. Teddy Buchanan, doing well for a rookie. But, he's got a bright future, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs that one. Cornerbacks, I'm still going to go with the Ravens. I know, teams have been able to throw it all over the yard against Baltimore, but I feel like that is more of a testament to the defensive line and how poorly they've been playing than it is to the second. I've still got trust in Nate Wiggins. He's been great. I've got all the trust in the world in Kyle Hamilton. I've got all the trust in the world still in Marlon Humphrey. Now, I will say this. I would like to see a big step up in Malachi Starks. He has not had that great of a season so far, but hey, he's young. Only 3 games in. I still got faith in him. Safety, I'm going to go Ravens as well. Even though Malachi Starks has been fine, you got Kyle Hamilton. Anytime you have Kyle Hamilton on our team, I'm going to go safety Ravens. Played his probably worst game ever against Detroit. That means it's only going to be up from here. Look, Kyle, I'm not losing an ounce of faith in you. That's going to do it for today. Make sure you guys get me on social media. At Joey Peterson8 on Twitter. At Joey Peterson8 on Instagram. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you can make that change today, and you can make that change for free. Hit that sub button for daily Ravens videos right here on the Ravens Rundown.